by online. Okay, because so in the physical class is more effective than the online. So the tutorial I will conduct in our physical class coming um, uh, Tuesday class. Okay, Tuesday I will conduct tutorial for chapter 4, but today I will start our last chapter, um, chapter 5. Okay, mutual funds. So this is mostly mostly theoretical concept. Only few problems. That's a only one type of problem that will um, come to our final exam. Okay, so it's not very hard subject, but uh, it's mostly about the information about the fund, mutual funds. Okay, so chapter 5, mutual funds. So these are the content in our chapter 5. We start from fund management fees, investment companies, and fund type. And there are three um, uh, fund types actually: closed and end versus open end, closed end and versus open end, fund types, net asset value, mutual fund operations. No, in this section, we will understand how the mutual fund is operating, and mutual fund cost and fees. Last one, short-term funds, long-term funds, and mutual fund performance. So actually one, two, three, four, five. So five subtopic from this topic, mutual fund. And lastly, we will see the exercise. Okay, so only one type of problem. Okay, we start from fund management fees first. The management fee is the cost of having your asset professionally managed. Okay, so management fee, which means that for example, if you own mostly in our cities like Kuala Lumpur, Johor, Penang. Um, so suppose you invest your money on any of apartment, or you bought a house in the apartment. The whole building supposed to manage by some management. So in order to maintenance of no for the carry the maintenance and properly manage all the assets of the building and everything, so the management will assign some cost for us. We have to pay that money. Okay, that money we called as what? Management fee. So use that money, they will maintain the whole building, including our house and everything. So that will we call as management fee. So here the management fee is the cost of having your asset um, professionally managed. So now to professionally manage your asset, we supposed to pay some fee. That fee we call as management fee. The fee pays other people to select which securities your money. Okay, the fee pays other people to select which securities your money is invested into. So the management fee to the people who they will select, they will advise you, they will suggest you which security or which stock or which fund you have to invest your money. So for that purpose, for the advising and paper writing and all other background work they will do for us. So for that purpose, they will charge certain fee. The fee is management fee to do all the paperwork needed and to provide information about the funds holding and performance. I want to show you some example. So, because our Malaysian government, they offer certain certain plan. That plan we called as MM2H. Okay. So actually, the government need to generate some money from the investors. So they offer other people, outside of Malaysia. Okay, also means other citizens. They can invest their money into like buying house in Malaysia. That is what Malaysia my second home. Okay. They're supposed to invest. I'm not wrong. Yes. Government participation fee. So they supposed to invest a minimum, okay, minimum 200,000 in to our government. Okay, that's a certain. So in order to maintain your participating in Malaysia, so that is handling fee is or professional fee 70,000. Medical insurance, that is a different. Okay, so this is the professional fee, and they will maintain your money. Okay, actually the investors invest the money in Malaysia, and they can buy a house in Malaysia. Then government will offer a 10 years visa, is a renewable visa for whole family. Okay, so not to handle, so they're supposed to pay 270,000, and they have to, and then they can buy any house, any rate of uh, they can buy any house here. So the management fee structures varies from fund to fund, but they are typically based on the percentage of asset under management. Okay, so mostly yes, like I already mentioned you. So the building managed by certain group, they have some fixed management fee. Every month you have to pay 150 or 200 ringgit, something like that. But when it comes to the market, like stock market, bond, mutual fund, so management fee is based on the fund, and how they collect is based on the percentage of your asset. For example, a mutual fund management fee could be stated as 0.5% of assets under management. For whatever, okay, if you have 1 million of 1 million, like 1 million, okay, this is 1 million, and if they want to manage your 1 million ringgit money, they will expect you to pay 0.5 percentage. So you're supposed to pay for 1 million, you're supposed to pay 5,000 ringgit. Okay, 5,000 ringgit. This is a one example. Okay. So in the investment advisory industry, means those who are managing professional people, the management fee is a periodic payment that is paid by an investment fund to the fund's investment advisor for your investment and maintaining your portfolio. Portfolio means collection of your assets. Okay. So periodic. So here you have to understand the periodic payment. The periodic payment mostly by year, or some semi-annual, means yearly twice, or quarterly, yearly, 3 times. So, but I don't think so is a monthly payment. Okay, so but mostly they prefer yearly ones. So often fee covers not only investment advisory services, but also administrative services as well. Because administrative is not only the investment, investment managers, not only advise you to invest in your money in certain fund, but they will do all the paperwork and other things also. Usually the fee is collected as the percentage of assets under the management, as I already mentioned. So some advantages and drawbacks for mutual fund investing. So the advantage is investing in mutual fund offers many advantages. Three of these are diversification, professional management, and size of the initial investment. Okay, the clear explanation we will see in the next slide. What is the meaning of diversification, professional management, and size of the initial investment. The drawbacks is, as with any type of investment, some drawbacks are associated with the mutual fund. In particular, three of them are risk, cost, and taxes. Okay, so the drawbacks are they have if you invest your money in mutual, there is a risk. Okay, later you will understand why mutual fund having some risk. Okay, it's not like a fixed income. Okay, and cost and taxes. Taxes imposed by the government for your mutual fund. So now we'll see what are the advantages. Three of advantages: diversification, professional management, and size of the initial investment. So what is diversification? A mutual fund might invest in hundreds or in thousands of securities. If the value of one of them falls to zero, this decline will have small impact on mutual fund value. Suppose a mutual fund, if we invest in invest in different securities, if the value of one of them falls to zero, then what? This will decline. So we will see in other investment also we will see the value will be decreased. No, then whatever you invest, when you get it back is what is not profitable. It's no, we will lose some of our money. So diversification helps you to reduce risk. Like actually, mutual fund. No, the meaning of mutual fund we will see in the later slide. Okay, but actually the diversification. What is the meaning of diversification? Means the advantage. Diversification means, suppose you invest all your money in one mutual fund. No, if the value of that mutual fund falls to zero, then you will collapse. Okay, all your money will gone. Okay, diversification means in different mutual funds. Okay, because we have many mutual funds, so we can invest in different mutual funds, which will helps you to reduce the risk. But diversification does not eliminate risk. Okay, it's not going to eliminate the risk, but it's going to reduce the risk. Because suppose you have there are 10 mutual funds, you invest in all the 10 mutual funds. If anyone among the 10, if any one of them falls to zero, it's not going to affect the other 9, right? So like so if you invest in diverse mutual funds, we can reduce the risk. So it is still possible for you to lose money when you invest in mutual fund. Also note that not all the mutual funds are diversified. For some intentionally specialized in specific industry or countries. So that is the advantage of diversification. So if you invest in, it's not advised to invest in one mutual fund, but you are advised to invest in different mutual funds. So which will helps to reduce the risk of your money falls to zero. And professional management. Professional money managers makes investment decision for mutual funds, because advantages is we can hire any professional management. They will advise us to invest in which mutual fund is best for you to invest. That is, the mutual fund manager makes the decision of when to add or remove particular securities from the mutual fund. This means that as the investor holding the mutual fund do not have to make these crucial decisions. Okay, without their professional management, it's not advised to make any drastic decision to invest in the any kind of mutual funds. Minimum initial investment. Okay, the another size of the initial investment, right? Minimum. The most mutual funds have minimum initial purchase of $2,500, but some are as low as $1,000. After the initial purchase, subsequent purchase are sometimes as low as 50. Of course, the amounts vary from fund to fund, because the mutual fund is in certain mutual funds, they will fix some threshold point. That is the minimum amount you have to buy. Like if you want to buy gold from the bank through your bank account, you have to buy at least 1 gram, 1 gram of no 1 gram of gold. You're supposed to buy through the online, as well as you have to maintain. Suppose if you sell, if you want to sell your gold, you have to maintain 1 gram in your account. Otherwise, you cannot do any trade. Okay, means there's a certain condition minimum. You have to maintain certain minimum amount of money you have to maintain on your account. Likewise, in the mutual fund, they will fix some minimum initial purchase. Okay. That's the 3 advantages of maintaining the mutual funds. Next is so the first section is over, is fund management fees. So fund management fee means when we invest our money in any mutual fund, we supposed to have some professional managers to advise where to invest our money. So in order to have their advice and do the administrative process, we have to pay certain money. That is we call what? Fund management fee. Okay, is depends on the what kind of fund we are going to invest. It varies from fund to fund. Next is investment companies and fund types. So what kind of investment companies and fund types? So what is investment companies? Okay, a business that specializes in pooling fund from individual investor and investing them. Pooling fund, what is the meaning? That is we called a mutual. Okay, pooling fund means like a business that specialize. Like okay, suppose you after you finish your graduation, if anyone want to start any company, but you don't have any money, but you have a very good idea or any very good project you have in your mind. Suppose you convince someone to like any bank or any organization in the financial organizations. So if you satisfy your idea, satisfy them with your idea or your project work, then they will arrange a fund for you. Okay, that fund we call as a mutual fund. So you have to understand very carefully. So so based on you, for example, you are going to start a orange fruit farm. Okay, orange fruit farm, because the summer is coming, so many people they are going to consume orange juice. So you come up with certain plan, because your planning is actually my orange juice is more organic and cheap, uh, but you don't have any fund. Okay, so if you approach financial advisors, they will arrange a mutual fund. They will open account for you and ask the investor to invest the money. So because many people will, you don't know who of them is going to invest on your project, but they will arrange for you. They will call the investors to invest the money, and that is a pool of fund. Okay, that pool of fund we call as mutual fund. So there is in investment company a business that specializes in pooling fund from individual investors and investing them. So if you have any idea or any good project, you can approach the investment companies. Open-end fund. What is open-end fund? An investment company that stands ready to buy and sell shares at any time. So investment company that stands ready to buy and selling their shares. That's open-ended. So anytime they can buy and selling that company we call as what open-ended fund. Closed-end fund is actually an investment company with a fixed number of shares that are bought and sold only in open stock market. So they have fixed number of shares they can buy and sell only in the open stock market. The difference between open-end fund and closed-end fund is that with a closed-end fund, the fund itself does not buy or sell shares. In fact, the shares in closed-end funds are listed on stock exchanges, just like ordinary shares of stock, where their shares are bought and sold in the same way. Open-end funds are more popular among individual investors than the closed-end funds. Okay, the open-end fund is actually investment company. They can buy and sell at any time within their company or within their fund. Okay, within their fund, they can use their own fund to buy and sell the shares and anything. But closed fund, they cannot see like in fact the shares in closed-end funds are should be listed on stock exchange, just like other ordinary shares. Where their shares are bought and sold in same way. Okay, not like a open-end fund. Open-end fund means you can use that fund to buy and sell that one. Closed-end means what? You have to go to stock market, open stock market, and you have to register there, and through them you can buy and sell that one. So you cannot get money directly. So you can go through some procedure to get some money. That's a two type of fund: open-end fund and closed-end fund. Open-end fund you can use. You need to ask anyone to get permission, and you can buy and sell with your own money. Closed-end means you have to go through the stock market. So the fund types, investment companies, there are two open-end funds, closed-end funds. Open funds we have money market fund, a long-term fund. Okay, money market fund. So long-term fund is what? Stock funds, bond funds, and blended funds. Blended means what? Stock plus bond. Next, net asset value. Net asset value, the value of the asset held by a mutual fund. So if you have any asset or any security, so how to measure the value? The value the value of the asset measured by mutual fund, and the mutual fund so if you want to know the value of your asset on the mutual fund, how to find the mutual fund divided by number of shares. So the mutual fund the value of the mutual fund, which is divided by your shares, that we call the value of the asset or net asset value. So the net asset value we call what? NAV. Shares in an open-end fund are worth the NAV because the fund stands ready to redeem their shares at any time. Okay, the fund stands ready to redeem their shares at any time. In contrast, the shares of closed funds may or may not be equal to their NAV. uh, uh, okay, redeem. Okay. So this is you can redeem your points, right? If you have some points, you can redeem and buy certain. Uh, See, if you have some 200,000 points, you can redeem to buy this Elba steam generator iron box, right? So based on the value. It's actually how we get these points through your money transaction on your account. Okay, so you can redeem the points. This kind of is this is an open-end fund actually, because in on your savings account you have already have your points. Use that points to you can redeem your points and you can buy. So the net asset value of this iron box is actually 201,000, right? That is an open-end fund. Open-end fund means it's offered. Okay, it's open. So anytime you can go and use your points to claim uh, claim your points, and you can get the product. The shares, the closed-end fund is not like that. Okay, you cannot directly you can access that. You can use the points to get that one, but you need to get your permissions. Okay, you have to go to certain agencies. Okay, for the investment purpose, you have to go to the open stock market. See the example here. Suppose a mutual fund has 105 million in assets and 5 million in liabilities based on current market values, and total 5 million shares outstanding. So the mutual fund value is asset value is 105 million. 5 million is liabilities based on the current market. What is liabilities? Liabilities means whatever you have to pay back. Okay, you have to pay back 5 million in liabilities based on the current market, and total of 5 million shares outstanding. So based on the value of assets held by the fund, 100 million, because 105 is the value of your asset, the value of the mutual fund asset. 5 million he already borrowed from other, so that is we call liability. So you have to pay back. So 105 minus 5 is what? 100 million. So now that is your mutual fund asset value. Each share has value of 100 million and 5 million shares outstanding. Okay, 5 minutes. So 20 million, the value of your net asset. This 20 million is the fund's net asset value. So from the mutual fund, the total value of mutual fund asset value is 105 million. 5 million, they're supposed to pay back whatever they have. And total of 5 million shares outstanding. So we can find the value of net asset. After we pay 5 million, 100. And total shares outstanding. So 100 million divided by 5 million, 20 million. So this is a fund net asset value. Okay. We can see one more example. The Fidelity Maclean Fund is one of the largest mutual fund in the United States with about 42.8 billion invested and approximately 465 million shares outstanding as of mid 2007. What is the next asset value? So this 42.8 billion, which is 42,800 million divided by 465 billion. So 92.04 million is the net asset value. Okay. Because their investment, the investment money, they have what 4.2 billion, and they're supposed to some outstanding shares. Okay, approximately they have to uh, maybe they have to pay back or something like that. Okay, so the net value, asset value is for 92.04 million. So that is the second subsection. The first one is fund management fee. Second one is investment companies and the fund types. Investment companies, there are two types of investment companies: closed end and open end. Closed end is actually they cannot sell and buy immediately, but they have to go for the open stock market. But open end fund, they can sell and buy anytime, and is open to all. And net asset value is actually the value of your mutual fund divided by outstanding. The company is outstanding. That is a net asset value. The section 3 is actually mutual fund operations. From here, you will understand what is the purpose of mutual fund and how we can start the mutual fund. Okay, organization and creation. So how to organize the mutual fund and how to create the mutual fund. A mutual fund is simply a corporation. Okay, it is owned by shareholders who elect a board of directors. So it's owned by some shareholders. You can call them as a board of directors. So mutual funds are created by investment advisory firm, also called what? Mutual fund companies such as Fidelity Investment, or brokerage firm with the investment advisory operation such as what? Merrill Lynch. Okay. This is from US. Okay, even in Malaysia we have some agency that they can they are acting as a investment advisory firm to create mutual funds. Investment advisory firm create mutual fund simply because they wish to manage them to earn fee. So in view of investment firms, okay, they want only make a fee, okay. Because they are profit, they are not going to take all the money from the mutual fund. They are only manage the money. For that manage the money, they will impose some fee. Typical management fee might be 0.75% of the total asset in the fund per year. Okay, typical percentage. Initially, I show one example, 0.5. A fund with 200 million in asset could not be especially large, but could nonetheless generate management fee about 1.5 million per year. Okay, so managing 200 million is not a big amount. Okay, even though they can generate fee 1.5 million per year. So there is a significant economic incentive to create funds and attract investors to them. So the investment firms, they want to if they want to make more money through the fee, they have to they have to create more funds in order to attract the investors to invest the money so that they can get more management fee. See. Example, actually, a company like Fidelity might one day decide that there is a demand for fund that buys stock in companies that grow and process citrus fruits. Okay, like I told you just now, the orange fruit. Okay, so the company like Fidelity might, okay, they're thinking they want there's a demand for a fund that buys stock which means they see the potential investors. They are going, if they start certain company, might be the investors will invest their money in that company. Okay. So like companies means maybe your maybe if you start certain company, you operate the fertility agent. If they are satisfied with your idea and all your complete proposal, they will create. They think they maybe that yeah, that the project will attract the investors. So the fertility maybe they think that demand for fund that buys stocks in company that grow and process citrus fruits. Fidelity could form a mutual fund. Okay, so for the grow and process citrus fruits, they will form, the company will form a mutual fund that specialize in such companies and call it something like Fidelity Lemon Fund. Okay, they will start for this project and they name it is Fidelity Lemon Fund. Okay, lemon fund means maybe from the citrus fruit, they can make lemon juice or lemon product related products. A fund manager could be appointed. They will appoint some manager. Shares in the fund could be offered to the public. So that shares, okay, for the Fidelity Lemon Fund, they will make it a share and offer to the public. As shares are sold, the money received. So through the shares, the investors, they buy the shares of Fidelity Lemon Fund. That then the company will use that money to invest to grow and process the citrus fruit. If the fund is a success, a large amount of money will be attracted. Fidelity could benefit from fees earns. Okay, if the fund is success and many investors invest the money, Fidelity obviously they will get the fee. If the fund is not success, the board can vote to liquidate it and return shareholders' money and merge it to another fund. Okay, if the fund is not success means if the pooling of fund is not enough to cover to process the project, which means the fund is not success, then what they will do, the board will liquidate the money. Means they will resale. Liquidate means resale the money and return to the shareholders who are invest in the money. They will pay back, or they will put that money into with the permission of the investors. With the permission of the investors, they will redirect their money to the another investment. That depends on the investors. So through our hypothetical example so far, investment advisory firm such as Fidelity can create new funds from time to time. Through time, the process leads to a family of fund, all managed by the same advisory firm. They have some family of fund, different fund. Each fund in the family will have its own fund manager, but the advisory firm will generally handle the record keeping, marketing, and much of the research that underlines fund investment decisions. So even every the Fidelity is a company. They have many family of mutual funds. They will appoint each fund. They will appoint from some fund manager. They will handle everything, and they will take the decision. In general, the directors of mutual fund in particular family, acting as behalf of fund shareholder, could vote to fire the investment advisory firm and hire a different one. For if any managers is not performed very well, the board of members have the rights to fire the that investment advisory, and they can appoint a different one. It's a practical matter. This is very rare, okay, because firing the funding manager or investment advisory board is very rare. But that is the rule, okay. At least a part of the reason is that directors are originally appointed by funds funder. They routinely re-elected. Unhappy shareholders generally vote with their feet, that is, sell their shares, invest elsewhere. Okay, if you are not, and in the mutual fund is one thing is advantages. If you are not happy with the share about the share, you can take back that no take back your shares, and you can invest in any other project. And next, taxation. Okay, that is the disadvantage of mutual fund. Taxation of investment companies. Investment company, the fund must follow three basic rules. It holds almost all of its asset as investment in stock, bonds, and other securities. The investment money, they hold all their asset in the either in the stocks or bond or any other type of securities. Use no more than 5% of asset when acquiring particular security. When they want to when they want to make certain money, okay, or like managing certain assets, they can use not more than 5%. Okay, they have rights. Okay, they have rights. Like if, for example, the investment company facing say any money shortage, or they don't have any money, or they cannot they didn't receive the management fee on a periodic time. They have the rights to sell someone asset. Okay, someone asset, but they are allowed to use not more than 5%. Okay, 5% they can take that asset and sell in the market. Passes through all realized investment income to fund shareholders. So these are the three basic rules. They can hold all the assets, whether it's a stocks or bond or any other securities. They can allow to use 5% of assets in the case of if they don't have receive any management fee or any other things. And once they are getting the income through the investment, they will share with the shareholders. Any investment company is treated as regulated investment company as long as investment company meets certain rules set by the Internal Revenue Services for tax purposes and does not need to pay tax on its investment income. Here is the one. Okay. The investment companies, they are maintaining our fund, right? Because they are the one creating the mutual fund and ask us to invest our money in the mutual fund, and they are earning certain profit through the management fee, right? But when it comes to taxation, okay, government tax, they don't they never pay the taxation to the government because they will ask us to pay. Because we are the investor, we invest the money. That is a disadvantage. Okay, we invest in certain mutual fund. Whatever we invest, based on our percentage of money, we have to pay tax to the government. But the investment companies, they won't pay any to tax. Instead, as a third rule, the fund shareholders pay taxes on this distribution as they own the securities directly. Because in mutual funds is considering as we are own the assets directly. Okay, not like stock market. Stock market is someone shares, right? Someone shares, we are just the investors. We bought that stocks. Mutual fund is what? It's like just we that asset is our direct owner to the our asset. That is one of the disadvantage of mutual funds, because when it comes to tax, the investors only pay the tax, not the investment company. and fund prospects and annual report. Mutual funds are required by law to produce document known as prospects. The prospect must be supplied to an investor wishing to purchase shares. Okay, so any mutual funds, they will come up with some brochure. Okay, that brochure we call as prospects. Okay, the prospect distributed to the all the investors. They will see whether they interested to invest or not. Mutual funds also provide an annual report to the shareholders. Okay, so every year or every end of the year, they will provide some annual report to the shareholders, where they invest, the mutual fund is invest, and how much profit is gained from the investment. Annual report and the prospect, which are terms sometimes combined, called what financial statement, along with specific information concerning fund expenses, gains, losses, holdings, objectives, and management. So everything will be in the financial statement. So I think that's all for the section. Third section, mutual fund operation. Okay. And the section number 4 is mutual fund cost and fees. Basically, the 4 type of expenses or fee associated with the buying and owing mutual fund shares. Sales charges. Okay, sales charges are loads. 12B 1 fees, management fee and trading cost. These are the types of expenses and fees. So any mutual funds charge a fee whenever shares are purchased. These fees are generally called front end loads. Okay, so if you if you buy any mutual funds charge a fee. Okay, management fee whenever we buy shares, that we called front end loads. Okay, funds that charge loads are called what? Load funds. Any fund is chargeable is called load funds. Any funds with no charges, no load funds. When you purchase shares in load fund, means with charges, you pay a price in excess of net asset value called what? Offering price. So if you purchase the chargeable fund, okay, if you purchase chargeable fund, suppose you pay price excess the net asset value, means because the net asset value of mutual fund is lesser, but you pay the price more than that, the premium price. That is called what? Offering price. Difference between offering price and net asset value is the load. Okay, shares in no load funds are sold at net asset value. So net asset value and a fund that charge loads are called, means charge loads means when you buying some shares or something, if you have pay some certain charges, that's a load fund. Fund that have no such charges are called no load funds. When you purchase shares in load funds, you pay a price in excess of the net asset value, which we called offering price. The difference between offering price and net asset value is the load. Okay, because offering price is higher than the net asset value. So in that value we call it a load. Shares in no load funds are sold at net asset value. No load means, or no chargeable means, which is equal to net asset value. Front end loads can range as high as 8.5%, but 5% or so could be more typical. Some funds with front-end loads in the 2% to 3% range are called what? Low load funds. Okay. Usually the front load can range between what 8.5%, but 5% could be more common. Okay, 5% more common. And 8.5% is depends on the what kind of mutual fund. Some mutual funds are very higher prices. If any fund with a front end load, which means chargeable fund, 2% to 3% range is called what low load funds. Sales charges. Okay, some example. Suppose your load fund has an offering price is 100 and net asset value is 98. Okay, offering price is 100, net asset value is 98. Offering price means currently the net asset value is 98, but later when you get it back is 100, means the mutual fund. Okay, the front end load is $2, which is a percentage of the 100 offering price is what 2%. The way front end loads are calculated understates the load slightly. So the net asset value, the current mutual fund net asset value is $98, but there is a front end load is 2%, means $2. 2% means $2. So offering price means when you the maturity time yield the mutual fund is 100. In another example, you are paying 100 for something worth only 98. So the load is really 2 divided by 98. Okay, you are paying 100 for something worth. The offering price is 98, but you are paying 100. Is what 2.04%. Is some example for sales charges. On a particular day, according to Wall Street Journal, the Common Sense Growth Fund had net asset value $13.91. The offering price was $15.20. Is this a load fund? What is the front load end? See here, offering price is more than the asset value. The offering price, which is the price you must pay to purchase shares, exceeds the net asset value. This is definitely a load fund. The load can be calculated using taking the difference between the offering price and the net asset value. That is $1.29, and dividing by $15 by 20 the offering price. The result is what? Hefty front end load 8.5%. That is a front end load. Next step. Types of expense and fees. 12B-1 fees. Securities and Exchange Commission. They have a rule, means SEC company is the agent who can control the stock and the bond and mutual funds. They have a rule, 12B-1 allows funds to spend up to 1% of the fund asset annually to cover distribution and marketing cost. So from any fund, they can allow to spend what only 1% of fund annually to cover any distribution and market cost. Funds that market directly to the public may be use this rule to pay advertising and direct mailing cost. Okay. Funds that depend on brokers and other sales force personnel often use what this rule fee to provide compensation for their services. They use this rule to get the compensation from the investors. The total amount of this fee could be 0.5% to 1% of the fund asset per year. So that I mentioned. The manager fees they can start from 0.575%. Management fee, we already know fees are usually based on first on the size of the fund. Beyond this, there is often incentive provision that increases the fee if the fund outperforms some benchmark, often what S&P 500 index. Suppose if your mutual fund outperform means perform very well based on the S&P 500 index, then the managers will get more incentive. Management fee generally range from 0.05% to 1% of total fund assets every year. The last one in the types of expense and fee is a trading cost. Mutual funds have brokerage expenses from trading. And mutual funds do not do a lot of trading. 1 minute. Hello. 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 So mutual funds have brokerage expenses. Okay, brokerage means when they trading their fund between one party to another party, they impose some brokers commissions. Okay, so actually mutual funds do a lot of trading that will have what lately high trading cost. Okay, because one country to another country, mutual funds is always have high relative trading cost. Trading cost can be difficult to get a handle on because they don't report it directly. So it is is always maintains confidential about the trading cost. It is not available on the even in the online. So what's the trading cost? This depends on the business. However, in the prospects, funds are required to report something known as what turnover. Okay. So that trading cost is cost. They make it as and they name it as what turnover. So turnover is a measure of how much trading fund does, calculated as the lesser of fund total purchase or sales during a year divided by a average daily assets. So it will measures the how much the trade between the mutual funds. One example for the turnover. Suppose a fund had average daily asset uh, 50 million during a particular year. Fund had average daily asset 50 million during a particular year. It bought 80 million worth of stock and sold 70 million during the year. What is the turnover? Lesser of purchase salaries for 70 million, right? See, a measure of how much trade a fund does, calculate as the lesser of fund total purchase or sales during a year divided by average daily asset. That's a turnover. Let's so average daily asset is what 50 million, but they bought 80 million stock and sold was 70 million during the year. What's the turnover? Lesser of purchase of sales 70 million. Average daily assets what 50 million. So turnover is what 1.54 times. That is a turnover. So this is a lesser purchase or sales. This is what actually they bought what 80 million. That is the highest. But they sold what 70. That's a lesser of purchase or sales. So average daily asset is what 50 million. So 1.4 times. Now this comes to the last section, short-term funds, long-term funds, and mutual fund performance. The short-term funds is actually mutual funds are usually divided into two major groups, short-term and long-term funds. Short-term funds are collectively known as money market mutual funds, specialize in money market instruments. Long-term funds is, essentially include everything that is not a money market fund. Okay, so short-term is involved with money market instrument, money market fund. Long-term fund is what not involved. Not everything is included in money market fund. Money market mutual fund. Okay, money market mutual funds are short-term debt obligation issued by governments and corporations. All money market funds are open-end, means anytime you can sell and buy and sell. Most money market fund invest in high quality, low risk instruments with maturities of less than 90 days. Hence, they have little risk. Okay. So short-term funds is what? Is a low risk instrument, and the maximum maturity period is for 90 days, means 3 months. However, some buy riskier asset or have longer maturities than others, so they don't carry equally low risk. For example, some buy very short-term US government securities and therefore essentially risk-free. Others buy mostly securities issued by corporation, which entail some risk. So money market fund accounting. Okay, a unique feature of money market fund is that their net asset value are always $1 per share. Okay, so they always fix, the net asset value is what, $1 per share. A money market fund simply sets the number of shares equal to fund assets. They will set the number of shares, okay, the value of number of shares based on the how much fund asset fund they have. In other words, if the fund has 100 million in assets, then they will sell what, 100 million shares. It depends on the what assets they have. Okay, if they have 200 million asset, then they will make it 200 million shares. As the fund earns interest on this investment, okay, if this fund earns some interest on the investment, the fund owners are simply given more shares. Okay, so the mutual fund, they sell 100, they have 100 million shares assets, right? Then they will make it 100 shares. So the investor will buy the 100 the shares. Then they invest in through the money they invest in the business, any other business. If they earn more, then the profit will given as a share. They will give more shares to the investors. Like suppose you bought 100 shares, and if they make some profit, then they maybe through some calculation they will give another more 20 shares. Now you bought 100 shares because of the performed well, you get another 20 shares. So totally you have 120 shares. Money market mutual funds always maintain $1 net asset value to make them resemble bank accounts. As long as the money market fund invests in very safe, interest-bearing, and short maturity asset, net asset value will not drop below $1 per share. Okay, if no problem with the any about the shares, the share price always maintain what, $1. However, there is no guarantee that this will not happen, and them breaking the buck is used to describe dropping below $1 in asset value. So it's not, but mostly, so far, then is the money market mutual fund value, net asset value $1 is never goes below 1. Okay, because it's more safer. More safer means what? More safer and interest bearing. Interest bearing is not very much. It's something because it's a short period, right? So you'll get quite attractive profit, but not very attractive one. That's why it's low risky. Taxes and money market funds, depending on the tax of securities purchased. So in the mutual fund, there is some mutual funds are taxable, some mutual funds are not taxable. It depends on what type of securities you have purchased. So MMF can either be taxable or tax exempt. Taxable funds are common of the 2.3 trillion in total money market fund asset at the end of 2006, and taxable funds accounted for what, 84.4%. So industry and state and local government securities exempted from federal income tax. For example, if the local, for example, The government's based mutual funds are not taxable. Okay, because through your investment, the government earning money, right? Mutual fund, so they are not going to put any tax. But if you buy the mutual from other agencies, it will accountable for taxable. Non-taxable money market funds therefore buy only these types of tax exempted securities. Okay, non-taxable money market fund is actually bearing only low profit. Let see some example. Actually, after this all example, stop once. I think we can finish chapter 5 today. In the mid of 2007, taxable money funds offered about taxable money fund offered about 5.09 percentage interest. Taxable money fund means taxable mutual fund. They offer 5.09 percentage interest, whereas tax exempt fund offered only 3.5% interest. See, that's why I told you, right? If you buy mutual fund from taxable one, which will give high interest. If non-taxable will give what? Low interest. Which is better depends on individual tax bracket. Suppose you were in 20% tax bracket, which type of fund is more attractive? Okay, you're in the class of 20% of tax. So if you are in 40% bracket, then the taxable fund is paying only this situation. Actually, 20, right? Actually, this is 40% tax bracket. Okay, this is not 20, 40. If you are into 40% bracket, then the taxable fund is paying only. This is the percentage earning, right? 0.01 minus 0.40 means what? The one is you are bearing the interest minus, because after the tax 0.4, like how to mention, okay. 5.09 percentage plus, that's a you earn interest from the your investment through the mutual fund, and then minus 40%, right? 40% times whatever you get. That's why this is actually 5.09% of 1 minus 40%. That is 0.0509 times 1 minus 0.4. This is your earning. Through the earning, 40% they will deduct from your earning. Okay. So 0.0305, that is 3.05%. This is after tax. So you earn money. Okay, you earn money through this percentage, and you pay back 40% of tax. Then you will get this much. On an after tax basis, you are better off with the tax exempted fund. And because what is tax exempted? Tax exempted will bear what? 3.50, which is more than this one, right? So better you can choose what? Tax exempted because actually this is with the tax. With the tax, right? 40% of tax. Suppose with the tax 20%. Okay, 20%. 20% means, so you earn For example, one share. Okay, one share. One share. So you're earning for one share. You're earning 5.09%, right? 5.05%. Then you have to pay back. Okay, how much you need to pay back? 0.4, 20%, 0.20% of times 0.09%. So this is actually 0.0509 minus 0.4 times 0.0509. The answer is 3 point. Percentage. Okay. So even 20%, actually 40% is more than that. Okay, this is 20%. Okay, 20%. Oh, sorry, not, I did wrong calculation. Yeah. 0.4072. Okay, so this is actually 4.072%. Okay, so with without tax, how much you can earn? 3.5%. See here with the tax, 20%. We make profit 4.072%, which is higher than without tax. To tax 3.5% earning. Okay. So if your income tax is 20%, we can buy one share. Okay, we can earn for every share 4 after pay the share, after pay the tax, still we can earn 4.072%, which is more than without tax. But for the 40%, okay, for the 40%, this is actually 0.0305, which is 3.05%. So we here the with the tax 40%, we make it 3.05%, which is lesser than without tax. So if your say two scenarios, suppose your tax is 40%, you better we better choose the mutual fund. We can buy mutual fund share without tax one. because that one will give more than with the tax. But if your interest rate is 20%, which yielding what higher return, right? Higher return, that is what 4.072, which is more than without tax one. Okay? Even though we pay the tax, still we make more profit. So taxable fund is more attractive. 20%, yeah, 40%, 20%. This case, tax exempt fund is more attractive. This case, taxable fund is more attractive. It's a short-term money market deposit account, MMDA. Most banks offer that what are called money market deposit accounts or MMDA, which are most liking MMF. The difference between bank money market account is here, bank deposit and offer Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation protection, whereas money market does not. Okay, MMDA will provide it's just like a bank deposit, but also we have a protection if you lost any money or stealing some money. Yeah. But MMF is not like that. You don't have any protection. Money market fund will generally offer Security Investor Protection Corporation protection, but this is not a perfect substitutions. I think this one we have seen in the last chapter also. Securities Investor Protection Corporation, that will is the minimum amount they will provide. Long-term fund is actually there are many different type of long-term fund. Historically, mutual funds are classified as stock, bond, and income fund. As a part of rapid growth in mutual funds, however, it becoming increasingly difficult to place all funds into these three categories. All providers of mutual fund information do not use the same classification. So different mutual fund providers, they are not shared, their information not same as the other one. Mutual funds have different goals, and fund objective is the major determinant of the fund type. All mutual funds state that fund objectives in the prospects. They will provide in their prospect. There's no information about the long-term fund, because long-term fund is whether either in a stock or bond in income fund. Obviously, long-term fund will give what higher profit, higher return. Stock fund is actually stock fund exists in great variety. We consider 9 separate general types of some, and there are 4 type of stock fund trade. Capital appreciation. Capital appreciation means is in the opinion of fund manager, companies invest in the best prospect for share price appreciation without regard to dividend, company size, or some funds, a country. Growth and income, equity income. These are some terms from the stock fund. Small company, mid cap, large company. Actually, these are some information about the stock fund. Growth is what fund also seek capital appreciation, but they tend to invest in larger, more established company. Such funds may be somewhat less volatile as a result. Dividends are not important considerations. Growth means suppose if you want to run your business, grow your business, you need to invest more. Okay. Growth and income is capital appreciation still the main goal, but at least the part of focus is dividend paying companies. Growth and income. Growth and income means the company should be growth as well as at the same time they have to give some income to the customers. Equity income, this fund focus almost exclusively on stocks, which lately high dividend yields, thereby maximizing the current income on the portfolio. Every year they increase the income. Small company means these funds focus on funding small companies, where small refers to total market value of the stock. Such funds are called what? Small cap funds, where cap is a short for total market value of capitalization. It's not about small company, but if they have small cap of shares, then we call this a small company. Mid cap, this fund usually specializes in stocks. There are too small to be in S&P 500 index, but too large to be considered small cap stocks. Large company is a large capitalization or large caps. Funds invest companies with large market value. Most large cap firms have market value excess in 8 billion. Okay. There are two types of funds group invest internationally, global and international. These funds have substantial international holding, but also maintain significant investment in US stocks. These funds are like global funds, except they focus on non-US equities. International means other countries. Global means including the US. Okay, there are many things. I don't want to read these things. Okay, just leave it. Okay. We'll start from some problem. The Madura High Growth Fund has a net asset value $50 per share. Means one net asset value. It charges 3% load. How much will you pay for 100 shares? You will pay 100 times the offering price, right? Since the load is computed as a percentage of the offering price, we can compute the offering price as net asset value equal to 1 minus front end load. Front end means you are paying back, right? Because 3% charges and the offering price. So in other words, NAV is 97% of the offering price. Since NAV is 50%, the offering price is 50 divided by 0.97, so 51.55. Okay. The Madura High Growth Fund has net asset value $50 per share. It charges 3% load. Okay, 3% load. How much will you pay for 100 shares? Net asset value is 500 per share. It charges 3% load. How much will you pay for 100 shares? Net asset value. Per share, right? Front end load, 3%. So what's the formula? NAV equal to offering price. Offering price equal to 1 minus of front end load. Okay, here we have front end load, and the question is actually how much will you pay for 100 shares? Okay, so offering price, we want to know offering price of shares. Okay, so we have to find offering price of 100 shares. But we have to find for one share. Okay, one share. So offering price equal to NAV divided by 1 minus of front end load. It is equal to $50 divided by 1 minus 3%. Okay, that is what $50 divided by 1 minus 3 divided by 100. $50 divided by 1 minus 0.03. That is $50 divided by 0.97. So this is for per share. Okay, per share 50 divided by 0.97. Five one 546 5. Six. Okay, this is offering prices. The offering price is this one for per share. Okay. So for 100 shares, we have $51.546 times 100. So 5154.6. So this is the answer. So you will pay 5155 in all, of which the loaded with the difference. What's the difference? Because 50 for the 100, if you net asset value 300, 5,000. Okay, 5,000. So added is 155 is a loaded. Okay, you are paying the loaded. This is the loaded money. Next one is stocks income fund average daily total asset were 100 million for the year just completed. Stock purchase for the year is 20 million, while sales were 12.5 million. What was it is turnover? Turnover is what the purchase, the least, right? 12.5 divided by 100 million, the average. So 0.125 times, because they are daily total asset is 100 million, but the stock purchase for year is 20 million, which is less than what they have, right? And sales were 12.5 million. The lesser either sales or purchase is 12.5. So 12.5 divided by the daily asset, 0.125 times. This is a turnover. So the turnover is very small turnover. And ANZ US growth and equity fund is low load fund. The current offer price quotation for this mutual fund is $56 and the front end load is 2.5%. What is the NAV? Okay, this is direct questions. Okay, so the mutual fund offering price is 56 and 0.2.5% is current low, mean chargeable, taxable. So 1 minute. So this is the one. So the net asset value is 54.60. If there are 12.5 million shares outstanding, what is the current market value of the asset? So outstanding is what? 12 million shares outstanding. So they have 12.5 million shares outstanding. So multiple with this price is what? This is the outstanding price, market value of their asset. This kind of problem is important for your final exam. The same as the previous one. Okay. Johnson Liquid Asset Money Market Mutual Fund has NAV $1 per share during 1999. The asset held by this fund appreciated by 6.9%. If you had investment 25,000 in this fund at the start of the year, how many shares would you own at the end of the year? What will be the NAV of this fund at the end of the year? Okay. So your initial you're investing $25,000 and which yield what? Asset held by fund appreciation 6.9%. So you will get extra, right? So which means the final share actually you invested 25,000 plus you will get some percentage appreciation, right? What is appreciation? 6.9%. 6.9%. Yes. So that is 25 plus 1725. Two six seven two five. Okay, this is the income. So appreciation, right? Appreciation means you're earning. So what will the NAV of the fund at the end of the 1999? One, because this money, this is a money market fund. Money market fund is what is supposed to maintain $1. A sector fund specialized in commercial bank stocks had average daily asset 1.2 billion in 1999. A fund specialized in commercial bank stocks had average daily asset. Okay, suppose the annual operating expense ratio for the mutual fund is 1.5% and the management fee is 0.85%. How much money did the fund's management earn during 1995? If the fund does not charge any 12B1 fee, how much were miscellaneous administrative expense during the year? Here, their average daily asset 1.2 billion in 1999. Suppose the annual operating expenses is 1.25%. And management fee is 0.85%. How much money did the fund management during 1995? So management fee actually they 0.005. So from the 1.2 billion, right? So 10.2 million is the management fee. And the miscellaneous and administrative expenses. Miscellaneous is what expenses is what 1.25, right? 1.25% is a miscellaneous and minus management fee. Okay, extra management fee. Because management fee is included in the expenses ratio, right? Expenses ratio. So 0.0125 minus 0.085 for the 1.2 billion. This is a 4.8 million. That is a miscellaneous and administrative expenses. So first we calculate the management fee for the 1.2 billion. The percentage is 0.85%. So we calculate 10.2 million is the management fee. Miscellaneous and administrative expenses what? Oh, other than the management fee, right? So other than management fee, so we take minus of 1.2 billion. So same same as the previous problems. Okay, that's all for chapter 5. Okay. If you have any questions, you can ask now or in our physical class. We can discuss more about our chapter 4 and 5. So do you have any questions? Anybody? So chapter 5 is very small chapter. Okay, just we have information. Actually, in the chapter 5, there is a management fee for maintaining our mutual fund. So they will advise to invest in which mutual fund, as well as um, as well as they advise uh, how to manage them. They will do the administrative process of our fund, and we should know what is the net asset value of our share, the mutual fund share, and what is the offering price. You know, the offering price, and whether it's a taxable or non-taxable. So, and we have to know that which one is better to buy, whether it's a taxable mutual fund or non-taxable mutual funds. We have to find the net asset value and otherwise offering price. So only these things in chapter 5. Okay, about the mutual fund. Okay, time to Anna, Sharon.
Yes, doctor. Doctor, number 14.
Okay, Darshan,
Yes, doctor.
Selino Chua. Yeah, she's go, go, you, Muhammad Azhar. Muhammad Azhar. Muhammad Azid. Noor Azizi. Noor Sabrina. Sophia.
Yes, doctor.
Okay, 5 absent. Noor Sabrina. Muhammad Azid. Muhammad Azhar. Gov. And one more. Who is that?
Isaiah Ashley.
I want to see a person. Muhammad Firdas. You are talking on behalf of? Muhammad Firdas, don't do that, okay?
Go I Ching.
Sorry? Noor Aziz,
Sir Go I Ching.
Koichi. Okay. Koichi. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.